How we doing? Another week, another episode. Welcome to Allstar Garage. You catch us on the Monday the 22nd of April, I think. We raced this old girl at Mildenhall BWS round 4 on Saturday just gone. We had an alright day, to be fair. Obviously the last episode was us getting the car ready. First race we had the same gremlin that we had at Eastbourne, and we changed everything. And I mean, like, pretty much, well, I say we changed everything, obviously we didn't, because we still had the problem, but we'd done fuel filter, we'd done crank sensor, we'd done spark plugs, we'd done leads. All right, Joey? We'd done leads, changed everything. We'd had the ECU apart, cleaned all that up, put it back together. Problem was, is it's sitting now like it is now, and you'd fire it up there, rev its nuts off. And it was absolutely perfect, and then all of a sudden, you'd go out on the track, you'd put your foot down under load. Great. I hate those gremlins. And we normally, like, races, I say races are won in the garage, we rarely win a race, but the preparation is everything. Do you know what I mean? And we always have a car that always runs. We never have switches and wires and stuff that fall apart. We've had 2 meetings in a row where we've run sick. And then Saturday night, the start button fell apart, and the starter motor was sticking on. So, like, I don't know, we're just having a bad run of it at the minute. But yeah, so we didn't qualify in the heat. We done the consolation. I think the top 5 qualified for the final. I think we got a 4th or a 5th, so we got through. Obviously no points on it, but we're in the final. The final, I was going really well. Had a ding dong with Joe Gladden and sort of got spun round, but managed to do a J-turn and carried on going. Lost 3 places, I think, when we looked back. But I made them back up within a couple of laps. Didn't get lap scored, so I've got to look into that. But as far as we're aware, we were quite far up there. And then the last lap, I think it was a red flag for a wheel off, and then they read and checkered it, which normally means they read first and then a checker. It normally goes back a lap, which means we would have been in the race on the result. So I'll look into that. And then the consolation, the showdown at the end, we came home with a 4th, so that's another 7 points. So it was all right. The Jag will go again. It's a bit sore. Still having dramas with that front wheel where it punched back and stretched those bolts a little bit. We kept having to pull that forwards. So that was being a bit of a pig to drive. And I know someone said before about cutting the steering gaiters off, the steering racks. But when you cut the steering gaiters off, like we did for that corner to repair it, you then get shale that goes up in the steering rack when you're opposite locking and turning. And all of a sudden now the rack's gone so tight, you turn the steering and it doesn't come back. You turn the steering, it stays there, like you let go and it carries on going. So I'll have to have a look at that, possibly change a rack, because it's like undrivable where you can't turn it. It's really, really hard work. But that was that. The worst thing of it all is that I muffed up the cameras. So I've obviously got the in-car camera for the episode. We was planning on doing an episode of the meeting, and I'm on the start line. I'm trying to turn around and press the buttons, turn the camera on with gloves on, and I didn't realise on those GoPros you only press it once on the top to turn it on and start recording to obviously save the battery. And to make sure it was on, I was pressing it down. Turns out that's a time lapse, so there's nothing to watch unless you've got a fetish for watching 4 lots of 15 laps in 10 seconds. So that's pointless. But we did have a nice gentleman come up to us, and I didn't catch his name, so I do apologise if you're watching. Came up and wanted to give us something towards the channel, and he gave us his box of washers for absolutely nothing for M16 bolts. So that's a really good help for us. So, sorry I didn't get your name, but thank you ever so much for that. That was a lovely gift, and that helps and goes a long way. Yeah, so gutted we didn't get any footage from Saturday, but we had a good day. More importantly, now we've got to move on to the other stuff. So, the P4's back on the ramp. We've got a few bits to do with that we've forgotten about. Not forgotten about, but obviously time's coming around to get it painted, so it's the last bits of tying stuff up. And upstairs, I think it's just out of shot, is the pink Series 2 Jag from World Final, the one I raced at World Final last year. That's still going. That's going to do the second day at the Mildenhall Weekender, which is in 3 weeks, or 2.5 weeks now. So we've got to get that down. I think I've got to cut the bottom of the water tank off of that because of the rule change with having the 30mm gap. And put an engine in it and pull the wheel forward, I think, a little bit, and just tart that up. Couple of patches where we've got some tears in it and stuff, and some wheels and tyres. Might change an axle yet, because it's got a power lock diff in it, which is like a slip diff. But out of the Rolls Royce I raced last year, I've got the same gear ratio, but a lock diff. So depending on time, we'll see how we get on. I might be able to drop one axle out and put another one in. We'll see. Mad busy with work as normal today, which is great, but obviously that's got to come first, so hinders the filming a little bit. Anyway, there's an update for you. I'm going to stop waffling. Here's some stuff to watch. Double joggers on the squirrel. Right, so we've got a bit of a scenario on Ash's van. Say hi, Ash. Hi. Ash has got Sprinter, 20 plate Sprinter. Apparently this is a really common fault, that the tracking all gets mangled up and the bit where the wiring goes, which is there, has a thing. So, genuine Mercedes parts being used here, no expense spared. We're just trying to redo this because Ash went out to a job last week, spent half an hour. Squirrel, pull your trousers up, man. Why have you got 2 pairs of joggers on?
Because it's cold.
Ash went out to a job last week and spent half an hour after we finished the job trying to shut his side door because all this tracking got chewed up. And how close were you to cutting the wires, Ash?
Not that close.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. So we're just trying to fix it quickly.
Just don't want to.
Because we've got jobs waiting. It's Manic Monday, but we need to be able to shut the door.
I can shut my door and go if you like. Oh, I've got to finish this first.
It's also self-lubricating with the amount of oil that's in there. Just noticed as well the number is different now. So anyone wants to have some hydraulicage, don't dial that number, dial a different one. Find it on the Googles.
Uh-huh.
This is newness track going in.
Ah, finger.
That's Squirrel's lost a finger. No, it's in gear, definitely can't. Is it though? Got a sticky brake scenario. Trying to find neutrals like stirring bowl of porridge. There we go. Go on the auntie. That's the nickname, P4. If you didn't know, if you're not old enough and clinky enough and down with the... I'm not going to say down with the kids because it's old. If you're down with the oldies, it's called an auntie. Why? What is that? Someone from back in the day. I know Wayne, I know. If he was here, I don't know where he is actually. He was here this morning floating. Yeah, it's called an auntie. No idea why. If you know why, put it down in the down there in the comments. Man, she's rusty crusty. I think the best thing is when people go to these old car meetings and they go, oh, all these practical classic people, and they go, oh, you should have saved that. Could have saved that, old girl. Have a look underneath it. Oh, lorry keys. Better put them in a safe place and never see them again. That'll do. Wobbly but nice. But if it's locked in, now the things have locked in, like can't come down anymore because it's locked, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll just pretend that's fine. So I'll bring you in. Come on now. There we go. Right, we're sort of underneath-ish, maybe, kind of. So I don't know if you can see it because there's all the tie arms and this stuff in the way. But the pedal comes down through the floor. Right, so the pedals go zip down through here. This is your clutch, like that. And here's your brake round here. Oh, triple whacked in. Hang on. Stiff, binding, perfect. Brake. Kind of working. Anyway, so that comes down through there. When that works, that goes down. I don't know if you can quite see it, but it moves this rod. It goes down here to a swivel, comes across. Homemade linkage with maximum adjustment because that was missing. Then pulls the rod, which pulls the arm in the clutch. Last year worked perfect. Oh, oil leak. So where that then comes off of this pivot, goes through, and the other side of that is a brake pedal. So this one is the outer, I think. Is that the outer? Yeah, that's the outer, and there's a bearing in there, which is obviously seized up a little bit. It's like a, that's a bit rude, but that's your brake, and your clutch thing goes through the middle like that with a bolt on there. and they're supposed to turn free. I'll stop doing that. No, no innuendos, all right? We're being serious now. So that goes through there. When you put your foot on the brake and pull the clutch down, it's not returning. When you let go of the brake, it goes. So there's a bit of a bindage, and we've kind of been of the mentality, it was a lot worse, of just like aerosol WD-40 rebuild, and then just working it a bit, but it hasn't quite worked. So like when I went to pull away in it the other day, you're dropping the clutch, but the clutch isn't coming all the way back. We've put this hefty old spring on to pull it back, but it's just not enough. So I'm just going to bite the bullet, strip it down, take this thing out, clean it up, put it back together. Should be sweet as a nut. I know this from experience because last year's one was even worse, and I had to sit there and free it all up on the bench, and then it worked like a dream. Should have kept the pedals. Don't throw things away. Learn from that. Okie dokie, so this is the brake, and as you can see, try and get a bit of daylight in there. She's not great, she's pretty ming. So that is the one that goes on the brake, that just bolts on the end of the spline for the clutch. And as you can see, I've literally just gone whack, one hit on there, and that is not moving, but half the bearing just fell off, so I've got to go a bit steady with her. The clutch side is better, but it's still minging. Like all this slop is coming out of it since I've unbolted it, so there's been a lot of mess sitting in there. Last year's one I managed to get this out, but this one don't look like she's going to budge. I think she's been in there since like the dawn of time. In other news though, the brake master cylinder that we worked on last week or the week before, she's bone dry. Might have deleted my face, but that was a good fix. There's a pattern forming here with bolts missing. Kind of looks the same, doesn't it? I just love rusty stuff, and it never comes undone because it's rusty. That's a really nice colour. Looks like someone's had a bad curry. Have a bit of a refill on the maintenance. Undo a juice. I'm going for that eyes now tomorrow. Soak it. There's some cheap mole grips that I bought off the tool van the other day that don't work very well. So let's slip our knuckles with them. Yeah, look, don't turn. Come on now. Let's go this way. I've always preferred this way. This is just a better way to go. Why didn't we go this way from the start? That's not very straight. Let's find something better. Oh, 3/8 extension. That's made for the job. I'll fight. Would you have a look at that now? Come on. No wonder the pedals weren't turning. Amazing. That's definitely never been out in its life. I don't think it's seen fresh air since 1957. So I bet this inside isn't much. Oh yeah. Amazing. Oh my goodness, there's actually like there's stuff in there. What is that? At least I don't put my finger all the way through it. No pun intended. There's there's a groove in the middle, and there's bits in it. But it's not hard, it's like, it's just build up of crap. I don't know if you can see that. That's just, that's what that is. That is just full up with. Give that a soak up. Perfect. That's definitely a bit too much, but can you have too much? Probably not. So this is really bad, like really rough. This is brake pedals. Yeah, there's the burr. That's brake pedal side. So the brake pedal sits here and the clutch pedal sits, you can just about see this rough bit. Clutch pedal sits there, brake pedal sits there. This is exactly why that pedal's sticking. Not good. However, I have the tool for this. Remember when we done that back wheel arch and I used the really worn out wire wheel? It's coming back for more. You can see the badness on that even more. That's rough. She's not very smooth anymore. But let's remember this old girl. She's 1957. That's like 12 years after the war finished. That's a long time ago. I better spray them bad boys up as well. Yeah, nice. Right. That's it for now. I'm going to, I've had enough of seized up stuff recently. I'm going to soak that a bit more. Still coming out brown, that's great. That's getting copper slipped to the moon and back. This is going to get freed up and copper slipped. We'll let that soak for a bit. I've got to shoot off and do the nursery run and go and do some daddy stuff and cook some dinner and look after my little one for a couple of hours. And then I'm back down tonight when Nick gets home from work. We'll do a quick swap over. I'll come back down, carry on with this old girl. So yeah, we'll let that soak. We'll deal with it later. See you in a bit. Monday night. Where will we be up to with this? I'm going to put some gloves on. I'm gonna bring you in. Let's go in there together. Okay, here we go. So what I can't see but I can feel is a really rough ridge in there. I think it's fallen apart, is my honest opinion. So where the tube goes through, the whole top edge inside that chassis rail feels like it's collapsed or gone, or it's not smooth all the way through. There's like half a tube. I don't know. Look at what happens when you put your finger in your hole. Yep. Come on. If I didn't say it, you was going to say it. It's like when you go to a public lavatory and use the toilet paper, but it's quite thin and your finger goes through. You just got to wipe it off. Pretend nothing's happened. Aha! Moving on. Now, I know I said earlier that I do look at the copper slip. I do like a bit of copper slip. You just got to pack it in there, you know? I think there's a temperature thing involved there, which obviously plays no part here because this doesn't get hot, so makes perfect sense to use copper slip. No, probably wrong. Grease would probably do just as good a job, if not probably better. But do I have any grease? Yeah, let's mix it. Let's dual fuel the lubricant here. Let's just put a bit of everything in because we need maximum lubage. Let's just fill it up. Anything that's slippery, that even working? Oh yeah, look. Fill it up. What else can we get in there? Maybe a bit more. Let's do one for luck. There you go. Little bit of diff oil. Let's put that in there for good measure as well. Yep. There's not much left of that bottle. That's from, recognise the bottle? This is one I repaired at Northampton. Bit of that. What else is slippery? Let's put some more go-go juice in there. Yep. Perfect. I mean, we're really trying to lube her up now. Will that do? Oh, this looks good. Just so we don't want it dirty, because we had a dirty finger. So we're going to put some foaming upholstery cleaner, Valet range, auto groom, you know, just to, oh, make sure she stays clean. Look at the foamage. I don't know what that does when it works with grease. Maybe it just needs some more. Nice. Because we don't want a dirty hole. Okay. Enough pissing about. Let's put it back together. Wow, that's really... Do you reckon I've just washed out all the grease? Let's lube this rod up as well. Which way did this go? This way, I think. Slide that rod in there. Hopefully that's going to like fall in. No, it's definitely tight. Oh! Push the grease out the other side. Look at that. It's like it's new. Come on. Triple lubricant wicked. Let's put it back together. Genuine Mercedes-Benz spanner there. Other spanners are available. That's fine, that's very close. That's good. Look at it now. It's all coming together. This is engineering. That pedal's got to go up there. That's fine. How did I take that off of there? That's spun around. That's got to go through there. That's got a split pin. Nice. Right, clutch pedalage. Buzzy buzzy. That's tight. Look at the smooth action. Might adjust that a little smidge. Cableage. No, springage. Put the big springage of doom back on. Oh, it's never going to get... Oh yeah, let's flip the old pedal back up, isn't it? Nice. Yeah, they're really good mole grips, mate. They'll do the job. Yep, probably not. Oh no, they are doing the job. Okay, whereabouts in the world do we want you? Probably on my fat head. And this pedal has got a little, see the little cutout? So I've got to line that up with where the pinch bolt goes. Without dropping it back inside the car. Oh yeah. Maybe. Nope. Look at all the upholstery cleaner coming back out of it. Oh yeah. That's nice. Okay. That's kind of on there. Ish. That's working, that's not leaking. Man, that's a stiff pedal. Yeah, wicked. Clutch is good though. Hopefully. Just don't want to fire up tonight because of the noise, because she's barking off with no box on her yet. Really bad oil leak. That's just great. God, have a go on that. It's not bad, is it? Love working on old cars, great. Good for the skin. Nope, definitely not. So, I forgot to charge the phone up that we're viewing on now. So you've missed an hour, hour and a half or something. Just welded up a wheel arch bit there, so the whole front comes off like separate chassis, front end delete. So apart from the 2 bolts, well, 1 bolt, because I didn't put one there, 1 bolt there, corner plates and the side plate the other side, the whole front just falls off. So there's a strip here, because that was rotten, so I've plated that, connected that to the chassis, and I've just put a little bit in the back here either side, just so it's same as what we did on the wheel arches on the back a couple of episodes ago, just to stop it falling off, little 3-inch strips. Fun fact in relation to the grey primer wheels that we've now got displayed here is that obviously with this one being on the drum brakes and the one that I raced last year was on the disc brakes, the wheels aren't the same. So I had to find some wheels to fit the drum brake ones, so I've got some spares, because the others bottomed out. Couldn't find any. Really, 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 really hard to find. Found some on eBay and paid an extortionate amount of money for them. They were grey primer because they've been shot blasted and cleaned up, which is great for the road. Paid lots of money for some steel wheels that I'll probably buckle in a couple of laps. Should have worn a mask grinding up those wheel arches, because I've fully blocked the nasal cavity. We're actually further along with this than I thought we were. I was having a little bit of a flap the other day, panicking a bit about what we've got to do, but it's running and driving. Hopefully adjust that clutch tomorrow morning. Got a serious oil leak I have to look into. There's a little pipe that goes around the back of the head, and I think it's where I've punched that into the water tank last year. So I might look at that. Some copper washery type, old school 37/16 spanner type tighten up job needed there. Carb leaks petrol, but that's not a problem because I can't be bothered. So that's great. Dizzy's in, that's done. Missing an oil cap. I think we knocked that off last year, so that's just going to get a plastic bottle cut down and put and taped, and that's fine. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what we're missing. There's no slam panel. There's normally a slam panel there because that's meant to bolt to it. Fine. So that should sit in there like that. Doesn't she look snazzy now? I just have to make some sort of, because they're going to, yeah, that's going to floppy flop flop. So it should have a slam panel. I might have to just make one out of a bit of tin. Might give that something to just to make it look a bit better, you know? And obviously stop those wings splaying apart there. Nice. I'm told, oh yeah, Rover 60. It's actually like the right one. Like I didn't just pay someone 40 quid for that on Saturday. What was I thinking? Nice, bleak and miserable, grey, hideous Tuesday. Look at the wing mirror then. Actually on the wing mirror and usable. Shame we don't have a lens in that one. Anyway, test run on the clutch. Seems to be going down and returning. The brakes, there's not much there. There's no movement. Let's see what happens, shall we? It's like stirring porridge with this thing. I think that's maybe forwards. Yes. Yeah. Stopping. Yeah, kind of. You stand on it and not much happens. Gear stick falls out, so that's got the seat belt holding it down. That's pretty cool. We're like nearly ready to go. What you've just seen there outside is actual science. Like you've just witnessed a scientific experiment. There was 4 bolts on the wing, and I didn't know this experiment until I got in the car and did it and saw the bolts fall off. But 4 bolts, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4 were sat here, and you've got a scenario in your head that I'm driving through the pits and there's a gospel choir walking across the road and a band of old ladies walking the other way and a chess team sat there playing chess and a woman pushing a child in a buggy with an ice cream. All of these things are very delicate and I'm bombing along in the P4, right? I need to halt myself, so I brake. I really brake. And 3 out of the 4 bolts fall off. That means 75% chance I stop. 1 stayed, so someone's still getting steamrollered by the P4, but 75% success rate. And we've only got 3 brake cylinders. I mean, if that's not a win, then I don't know what.